Hi, this is Elmarie here from Worcester, Western Cape, South Africa, and this will be video number 2, I think, for the night, or attempt to make another video number 2. I just started uploading this video and I realized it's not working, so yeah, I'm doing it again. My videos are all about yarn, podcast video, I don't know when to call it what, but anyway, it's about yarn, it's about crocheting, it's about knitting, it's about art. Somewhere along the line, art will sort of maneuver its way into discussions. Mondays is just a chat today, talking about whatever I did during the week and work I finished, stuff I did with my yarn, that sort of thing. And then Wednesdays are the Afrikaans crochet classes, Afrikaanse jukkelklasse, lesse. So daar klasse is lesse. And then it's on Fridays, it's Yarn Friday, talking about one particular yarn and what I do with it, what I have in stock, that sort of thing. Okay, but yeah, Fridays will be exclusively about yarn. So, my weekend started on, okay, as I said, this week, from last week, Thursday, I was in Robertson in the office. I was there on Friday evening. We had like a ladies' night, church ladies' night thing that we all went to Panarottis and ate pizza together. And Saturday, my husband and I decided to take, sorry, just keep my legs up, to just hit the road. My kids are both at home. My eldest son came through from Paul. Most of the weekends he ends up at home these days. And my youngest son, well, he lives in a flat, but around the corner from me. So he basically sleeps in his flat, which I'm getting a bit strict with. It's like, you chose to move out, you are out. I can see you like twice a week, but not every evening until what? Anyway, that's a whole family thing. So they were both here and we just decided we need some time on our own. We needed some space on our own. It gets a bit hectic, you know, when you are in one another's company, but you're not really in each other's company. So sometimes we just do that. We just hit the road. This time, however, we didn't just hit the road and whatever. We actually, halfway along the road, decided, no, we're staying over. We're not going home. So we found a place to stay. First, we drove from Stellenbosch to Caledon, which is quite far. We got the place there, but we didn't, it's not our scene. There's nothing wrong with the place, just not our scene. It's more backpackers type thing, or if you have like a wedding, you know, the guests will stay over in one area. The cottage was fully booked, so these were different setup. That didn't work for us. So we drove from there back to Gordons Bay, where we stayed over at a place called 185 Beach Road. Awesome place. We sat and we went to the tavern there. It was the Thirsty Oyster Tavern. Absolutely love it. We watched the first part of the rugby there, the second game. Well, with we, I mean my husband. I don't really watch rugby. I don't like it much. He did that. and I other than that, I didn't do. We spent the night there. It was a lovely place to stay, and we were right across from right on the beach. It was amazing. We slept the whole night with the doors open, just to hear the water. Oh, until I don't know what time of night my husband got up and he closed the doors because he said it was getting cold, but it was beautiful there. And then we drove home yesterday morning. Stopped at Blauwklippen, ate he just ate, it's like German sausage roll. That was really nice. And then we bought some of the sausages as well, and some veggies. We bought some of the veggies. And I bought fudge that I didn't really like eventually. I thought, I shouldn't have bought this. Funny aftertaste. So that's the only negative thing I can say, which we did. And then we went home. Spent the rest of the day doing pretty much nothing, except that I started on a project and ended up finishing it this morning very quickly. It's a crochet project, I'll show it you now, of which I am now the designer. I designed this, and with designer I mean I've done a lot of stuff just out of my head. I'm not sure when that classifies as a design or when it's just done out of your head. I actually sat down this time and sorted out ahead of time, decided how many stitches and exactly what I wanted to do with that stitches. I wrote it down as a pattern. I'm not sure if it's actually in here. Oh, it could be in here. Okay, but I wrote it down like this. It's not exactly a written pattern yet. I'll go fix it at some point. Probably somewhere during tomorrow. I'll just take this one with me and write it down properly. And then I'm going to send it, I think, to my Colors of Grace or somebody. I'm going to ask them to just test the pattern and see if they can understand what I wrote. If I can actually give this pattern to somebody else to read and they will know what to do. Having said that, I did this with Colors of Grace Magdalene 10 ply and Moya Timu 10 ply. I had two colors that I liked that worked together and I decided to do that. I have though been promising the my yarn supplier from Colors of Grace that I would do a pattern for her specifically for Colors of Grace. So I'm changing it over. I'm going to start a new one tomorrow, changing it completely so that it's solely Colors of Grace. And here's the interesting bit. I'm going to rewrite the pattern or write the pattern out properly with all the bits and pieces in it, like at the end of every row, chain, this. You don't really have to, but okay, that's a different story. I'll tell you about that later. You don't have to chain because this pattern works in the round, so you don't have to chain at the end of the row. You can just use a stitch marker. I basically use the chaining at the end of the row as my stitch marker, so that I just knew basically where I was. I don't mind that, but I think the pattern, as I do it, will change to that you have a stitch marker and you don't necessarily have to oh, sorry, weather. I don't necessarily, you don't have to chain at the end of each round. You can just use the stitch marker and go around directly. which is actually the better option. No, it's definitely the better option. I was winging it, really. Okay, but I'll show you my design and I'll show you how it came up. I think my next one will definitely start with less stitches. This particular pattern will be very adaptable. Wait, let me just show you the design first. This is how it came out. It's just, oops, it's got like sticking stuff out there. I haven't blocked it yet, so please excuse that. When I'm finished with this video, I will go and put this in the wash and block it. But this is what the design looks like. And it's about, in total, as I measured it, like this is like both sides, which you can see there. If you look at that, if you have it around your neck, you won't even notice it. But that is what I mean with it's better not to put up. And I mean my real pattern, the one that I'm doing, I won't add those. I won't add like chain this at the end of the row, because it does give that effect of being sewed together, which it's not necessary, really isn't necessary. But anyway, for me this is a bit too long, but then depending on what you want to do with it, if I have it like this around my neck, wait, I'll show you, see, like this, you can just sort of style it until it looks right. I've got ooh, that helps actually, it's been getting cold now. I have quite a few ideas with this actual pattern to add on to it, but I'll talk about that later. I actually really like my pattern. I like the design, I like the way it came out. I like the yarn I worked with. Yeah, so I'm a happy puppy. Now here's the big thing, you see. What will happen is that I'm going to do a giveaway of this pattern as soon as I've got it sorted completely and sure that it's readable and understandable. The giveaway will be the pattern, the yarn that goes with it. I might add a hook, but it's not going to be a fancy expensive one. So that's what you want. You're not going to get it. The hook, and then the pattern, the hook, the yarn, in a project bag that I made myself, probably about this size. See, this is about this is my medium size. So it will be a project bag. Look what they look like. I showed this to you before, but I'm showing it again. I like them. So this will be what you will get for your gift as a giveaway. The giveaway, whoever gets the gift will be, I think I'm going to do it work it like this. At the moment on my Facebook page, I've got 209 followers, which thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. I want a bit more, obviously. So I might just do a very small giveaway for the yes, I'm doing it that way. I'm giving a small project bag with, I'm thinking what I'll put in that project bag stuff. Maybe I'll just put in some project tools. I'll think about that. Anyway, for 250 followers, but on the condition that they also need to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So the first person who's the 250th follower on my Facebook page also has to subscribe to my YouTube channel. See? And then I'll go to 500. This big giveaway will then be with 500 new followers, on one condition, that whoever gets the bag full of goodies also needs to be subscribed to my YouTube channel. That's the idea I have. We'll probably have it sort of fastened off by Monday next week, and I'll tell you all about it. What I will say is 500 followers, and as long as they are YouTube subscribers as well, will get a project bag that I made myself, 3 balls of Colors of Grace Magdalene 10 ply, plus the pattern for this design. That will be in that bag, and you might just get the right crochet hook added onto that. So it's going to be a big giveaway. It's not going to be a little thingy. Okay. My other ideas that I have is I want to organize interviews with my suppliers. I have spoken to the lady from Btrix Designs and Colors of Grace. It seems that Btrix Designs lady is interested. I haven't heard anything from Colors of Grace, but I'm sure I will work something out. I want to do, and I haven't even spoken to the lady from where. I think they're a bit, I don't know, I haven't spoken to it yet. But I'll take it like one bit at a time. Btrix Designs just brought out a book, by the way. I'm not sure if there's a link for that available, but I will place a link. I will place the link. If I can find it for the book, I will put it down in my description box. So I'm very excited for her. Yeah, that's about it. I was working on the shawl, which I now forget. Oh, yet I'm tired. I forgot that in the house, so I can't show that to you now. Hopefully by the time I show it to you again, it's done. Jeez, I had a tough time with that design, with that particular pattern, and there's nothing wrong with the pattern. I mean, honestly, it's garter stitch. That's just garter stitch with eyelets in the middle, and I'm not even on the eyelets at the end. I am suffering like crazy with those garter stitch. I don't know why. First of all, I don't like garter stitch. Maybe that's why I'm suffering with it, because I just don't like it. I prefer stocking knit stitch. I just feel that it's neater. It looks a bit more tidy. I don't know. That's just me being stupid, I suppose. I just don't really like garter stitch. So I think that might be one of the reasons. But one of the other things is I keep losing stitches. I don't know why. I don't lose stitches when I'm doing stocking knit stitch. But now I have to say, sometimes I think I'm losing a stitch, then I'm not losing a stitch. And then I go and try and fix it, and I realized you just created a new stitch. Yay! There was no lost stitch, it just looked like a hole. So I don't know what I'm doing. Yay. It's biggy bad. But yeah, I'm sure I'll figure it out. What I decided to do with that particular shawl is not to, I will not go on frogging anything at all. Because at one point I just considered maybe I should just frog the whole thing, start the pattern over and just do it in stocking knit stitch, which I'm comfortable with. And then I decided, no, I won't. I won't frog anything anymore. I'd take my crochet hook, as that other lady shows, and try and sort of ladder it up, fix it. But now what it looks like between the garter stitches is like as if I did a bit of crocheting in between somewhere. You know, there's a bit of a crochet there and there's a bit of crochet there. And, anyway, and I decided I'm going to wear it. It's going to be my shawl. So, whatever. And I'm going to keep it as my what not to do shawl. Where to watch for particular stuff that could go wrong. That's what I'm going to do. Then somewhere during this week, I need to start with these. I don't like working with this. I really don't. But I have to. Not because somebody tells me that I have to, but because I committed myself to this. And for that reason, I have to. Because otherwise, I don't keep my promises. I don't like doing that. I gave some of these to my house cleaner. Yes, I have a house cleaner. I do. I openly confess it. I'm terrible at housekeeping. Really, I am. And there was, when I was much younger, I think I was in my early 30s. It's not much younger, is it? But I mean, that's quite young. I was my late 20s, early 30s, and my husband and I had this huge fight because our kids were still very small, and we had this huge fight again about the house. I just cleaned this place. I just cleaned it, and it looks like well, it looks terrible, you know, and I just cleaned it. Why is it looking like this again? And I couldn't convince anybody, not my boys. My boys had chores to do. I was homeschooling, so trust me, they had chores to do, and they were supposed to do their chores, but I ended just getting completely stressed out. And at one point I said to my husband, listen, we have a choice. I either get somebody to clean the house and help me around the house, or we will need to go for marriage counseling. Because all we fight about is this dirty house. That's all we fight about. We never fight about anything else. So he decided that the house cleaner will cost him less than the marriage counselor. Between that time, I sometimes had no one to help me because I just couldn't pay anybody. But if I could pay somebody, I had somebody. If I couldn't pay somebody, I was a very grumpy lady. But then I just had to do what had to be done, and the boys just had to do what had to be done. But honestly, when I could afford it, I had help. I really sincerely needed it. Anyway, that's not what I was trying to say. I was trying to say that the lady that cleans my house is an avid knitter. So I gave some of these to her, and I told her, listen, you can just bring whatever you can do. I haven't seen her this week at all, but I will be seeing her on Thursday, and then I'll just ask her, what did you bring? By that time, I hope to have knitted at least, or crocheted maybe. I think I'm just going to crochet a couple of blocks and sew them together and make blankets out of them. Something like that. Just do a couple of granny squares, something easy. maybe knit a couple of blocks and crochet a couple of blocks and just sew them together. I'll see how that goes. It's not really my favorite color either, but then neither is this. But they look nice together, I think. They're actually good contrast colors. I'll probably use these two together. But that will be this week's projects. I need to finish that shawl. I really do. Anything else I can tell you about? Oh, I'm going to the market at Quinette's Arcade this weekend, if all goes well, if all goes as planned. I'm going there. If anybody's in Worcester or in the area, please come say hi. I would really like that. It would be awesome to have a chat with somebody that's actually talking about yarn. That likes yarn. That talks about yarn. Talks about sewing or something, some project somewhere. Even an art. If you like an artist or you like art, just come say hi. That would really be nice. Also, I haven't painted in months. The last thing I did art-wise was just messing around, really. Just messing around with this type of stuff. That's what I mean, this isn't anything to show to the world. This one came out a bust, and then the other one I did show actually came out very nice. One of them did. Let me see if it's here. Ah, it's not one around somewhere. That's with the colored pencils, but I haven't painted in months. I really haven't. I don't know what's going on with me. I just can't find I don't know, I've just lost the passion for it. Not the passion for art. Somewhere along the line I lost the good old Afrikaans word is plak. Ek het my plak verloor. And I said this before, I know, and it really does sadden me. It makes me very sad. Somewhere along the line I've definitely lost a lot of my trust in the art world as such. In the art communities, really. It's an ugly place at the moment. Anyway, I'm not talking about depressing stuff right now. If I start getting depressed, I'll go knit or something. Speaking about which, we went that the ladies' night that we were talking about all sorts of different things, and one of the questions was what do you do to relax? And I went like, huh, what's that? I don't know I don't know how you relax. That's a concept I don't understand. I just never switch off. I just don't. I don't even switch off when I sleep. But then when I was thinking about it, the first video I made just a while ago, that I stopped uploading, I actually thought about that. You know what makes me relax? The only thing actually that does make me relax is music. It's the only thing also that I can use to focus, that I can sort of shut out everything else and just put my earphones in and focus on something. And I actually realized that there were some things that I was struggling with of late. Well, one of them was a shawl, and the other one was the last bag. It was a nightmare. Oh, it was such a nightmare. I have struggled and struggled. I struggled with the first one with that particular material, and then the second one now is such a mess. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I don't think I'm going to be able to make the large bag that I wanted to make. I'll just have to do smaller bags out of that material and go and buy another piece of material to make a big one, because I want a large bag for my other work in progress, which is the blanket. It's not going anywhere at the moment. And I realized I didn't have music on. Every time I knit, I'm somewhere between people, with my husband somewhere, or watching TV or something. I don't have music in my ears. So yeah, that's a bit of a revelation. Anyway, I see I'm reaching my 30-minute mark. You know where to find me. It's in the description box. I hope you guys have an awesome week, full of joy. Be blessed and take care. See you again on Wednesday and then on Friday. Love you. Bye.